Yeah, this morning what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at marketing funnels. And I mentioned at the beginning that this has come about because quite often I get the question, James, do I need to have a marketing funnel? Or what is a marketing funnel? Or why are these people trying to sell me a marketing funnel? And that, again, as I say, it normally is because somebody's trying to sell you something, whether it is a piece of software that is called Funnel Builder or ClickFunnels or Mighty Funnels or any of those other funnel builders that people are quite often trying to sell. Um, so you need to be wary of that first and foremost, because it is a ploy to sell you a product. Quite often when people approach you and they tell you that you need to have a marketing funnel and so on and so forth. Some of you will have come across the ads online, whether it's a WordPress plugin or whether it is a standalone piece of software. The bottom line is these are only tools to build out a funnel. Funnels, marketing funnels, have existed since marketing existed, and all a marketing funnel is a process of getting a customer in at one end. Some people would call it a customer journey, getting a customer in at one end or a potential customer in at one end, and then working through to the end until such time as they become a paying or subscribing customer of yours. Okay, a typical funnel, many of you will have seen displayed as something that would look a little bit like this. Let me just see if I can. There we go. Can I do that? Yes, I can. There we go. So a typical funnel would look something like this. You create some promotions or adverts. Now you'll recognize this, let's say, from a retail space. You know, you see things on television or whatever. What you're going to do, or what we will do over the course of this morning, we will apply this to you guys. We will apply this to how it works for a service-based industry. But the typical process is there's some adverts that go out, there's some promotions that happen, and then they lead you to either, you know, in the case of a retail setting, it would be to a store. So you'd go to, you know, you get an advert to go to B&Q, or you get an advert to go to Screwfix, or there'll be an advert to go and visit Marks and Spencers, or whatever the case is. Or in many cases, if we make it apply to the today, if you like, in many cases you've driven to a website. So you'll see an advert on Facebook, or an advert on Google, and you click on it and it takes you to a website, or what they call a landing page. And again, terminology is something that people get a little bit hung up on as well. And a landing page is simply a mini website. It's a page that is designed specifically for one purpose, and that is to promote one particular thing or one particular aspect of something that you actually do. So, you know, for those of you who are asking about landing pages for your website, and that's all it is, a landing page. So, for example, on your website, you may have a landing page that promotes the fact that you do rewires. You may have a landing page that promotes the fact that you do smaller jobs, minimum charge, or you may have a landing page that promotes the fact that you do pat testing. So a landing page is either a standalone website that just promotes a good or a service, or it is part of a website. And quite often on a landing page, they will have what they call a lead magnet. Now, a lead magnet is something that you give away for free in order to capture somebody's details. And there are any number of different examples of this. And many of you, over the course of your life, you know, if it wasn't even as your involvement with the toolbox, you know, when you join the toolbox, you may have downloaded a lead magnet long before. In fact, I know some people who have downloaded toolbox lead magnets for 2 or 3 years before they ever even became a member. And a lead magnet, from the point of view of a toolbox, would be something like our minimum charge calculator, a copy of the book, one of the free training videos, or indeed an invitation to one of our free events. That, in the case of the toolbox, would be a lead magnet. In many cases, what you will see out on the web are things like PDF documents that explain things. So, for example, if this particular setup was for a holiday, let's say, you would have a promotion or an advert that would talk about nice sunshiny holiday, blah blah blah. You would have a website that described this travel agent who was going to sell you this particular holiday, and then the travel agent would have a lead magnet, which may be a brochure of different places that you can go to that you would download, right? So then on the travel agent's website, you would download this brochure, and the way you would get that is by putting in your email address and your name. Now the travel agent has your name and email address, and they know you're interested in going on a particular type of holiday because you've downloaded their brochure. So then they are able to follow up with you by sending you this, not a bad example actually, because now they're able to follow up with you by sending you a series of emails. So at the moment, all you're doing is thinking about the holiday. Now they've captured your details, so they're able to send you a few emails or a few letters, or whatever way that this process is going to work for them, uh, in order to continue your interest. Because if they know that you've downloaded a brochure, then they're gonna send you an email saying, "Oh, so I saw you're thinking about going on holidays. Do you want to ask any questions? Have you got any comments?" And then the next email will be a little bit more about the type of holidays that you were looking at, and then the next email, so on and so forth. And they can go on forever to encourage you to come back to them and say, yeah, I'm interested. And then of course what happens is you register your interest by calling them back, and they make a sale, and they sell you a holiday. And in most cases, people would say that that's the end of it. So let's put this into perspective for an electrician. So you've got promotions and adverts going out there pushing the fact that you do what you do in your local community. These adverts are targeted towards your ideal customer because you want to drive your ideal customer to your website. On your website, you would have a lead magnet of some description, and that may be a video that they are able to watch that tells them a little bit more about you. It could be a downloaded PDF document that talks about electrical safety in the home, or about a specific aspect of something that you do. So if you work on garden lighting and you're specialist in that area, then the lead magnet may be either a video or a booklet or a series of testimonials from customers that tell them about what it is you do. um, but you would have something that allows you to capture the details. Now, in some cases, believe it or not, this lead magnet could simply be a callback form. And that callback form would be as simple as stick your phone number and name in here, and we will call you back. Now, of course, they put their phone number, their name, and the email address, and now you've got their details. So you can call them back, but you've also got the opportunity to follow them up from time to time, and keep them in the loop, and send them those emails that we talked about until such time as you make a sale. And then once the sale has been made, you don't just forget about the customer, as most people would. What you do is you then put them into a follow-up sequence that nurtures them, what we call a nurturing. So this nurtures them after the point of sale, so that they don't just become, or they're not just a customer, they now become a valued part of your marketing process. Because as a past customer, we know that people who are past customers are much more likely to come back to you again if they've had a good experience, refer people to you, provide you with testimonials, and ultimately become what we call an evangelist. And an evangelist is somebody who raves about your business when you're not around. They rave about your business without any kind of prompting from you. And you'll see this time and time and time again. You'll see people, whether you're um, promoting your business locally, or whether you're on one of those apps like nextdoor.com, or that type of thing, where people say, "Oh, could you recommend a plumber?" And then somebody will go in and they'll highly recommend, "Oh, I had a great service with blah blah blah, so and so and so and so," and they really rant and they rave about how good this person was. That's an evangelist for your business. And what you aim to do, or what you want to do with every single customer that you interact with, what you want to do is create an evangelist for your business. Okay, and that's the concept of a marketing funnel. And this is the traditional way that you would look at that: promotion, advertising into either a retail space or a place that they can find out more about you. In this instance, we're going to talk about a website, could be a Facebook page, a lead magnet, a way that you can capture their details, a follow-up sequence from the lead magnet that makes them more prone to contact you, to get in touch. Because again, you got to look at our services as an electrician. You can't make them buy from you if they don't need the service. So at the point of the promo going out, it may be just a register of interest. At the point of them visiting the website and downloading the the lead magnet, they may just be on a curiosity trail. They may not have the project in mind just yet of what they want doing. They might just want to find out more information. So the whole object then at that point of capturing their details is so that they don't slip away to somebody else, because when you then have their details captured, you can keep your name on the tip of the tongue so that when they do require a service, they have your details. It makes it easier for them to contact you. And we talk about email marketing within the toolbox and other forms of marketing. It's not just email. You know, you can use snail mail, you can use cards, you can use letters, you name it. But I'm using this to demonstrate a very basic setup. But the object is keeping your name on the tip of their tongue so that when they need the service, you're the person that they think about. And then you make the sale, and then you continue that nurturing and that follow-up sequence so that these people are willing to come back to you, willing to promote you, and eventually become an evangelist for your business. So we know that there are a number of steps that are involved. You've got 5 different steps involved in making up a marketing funnel. And we're going to go through those steps now. Guys, don't forget, if you have any questions at all, please do jump in and ask your questions. Hashtag question, of course, and that way then I will be able to discern between a question and a comment. Let me just see if anybody has been saying anything at this present moment in time. So James Raby is recommending Les Brown for the Chinese bamboo tree is a good motivation video. I should probably dig that out myself and pop that on here as well. We said good morning to Ben Sanders. Good morning to James Purslow as well. So Kevin is asking, James, is the workshop a weekend thing? Okay, so the St. Lucia workshop, if that's the one you're talking about, the St. Lucia workshop is a full 7 days out on the island of St. Lucia. The excursion with Great Leaps is a 1 day, typically a Friday, but I won't get the dates until we have the 6 people registered. So that's a 1 day excursion with Great Leaps. And the workshop, the Toolbox Quarterly workshop, is a 1 day in Bristol, and that is the 22nd of July, which I believe again is a Friday. But that is a 1 day event in Bristol as well. So hopefully that answers the question, Kevin. I'd say good morning, James Purslow, as well. Nice to have you guys out there this morning. If you're out there lurking around at the moment, and you haven't jumped in to say good morning or say hello, then please do. For those of you who are here, please do tag in another member. Think of another member that you would know of, that you're aware of, or that you're close with and you've had contact with, doesn't matter, and then just tag them in. Now, it may be that they're awake and they might see the ping and come and join us, or it may be that later on during the course of the day, they'll see it and they'll realize what they've missed out on, and they can watch this back on the replay. And if you're watching it on the replay, please do hashtag replay, so that we know that you are catching up. Excellent. Okay, so as I say, if you do have any questions, do jump in and ask those questions, and I will do what I can this morning to answer them. Right, what I want to do is Max Bayless, what's the cost for the Bristol workshop? No cost at all, mate. Our quarterly workshops, our members' quarterly workshops are completely free. And as a member, if you wish to bring a guest along, i.e. somebody that you want to introduce to the toolbox, somebody that you want to encourage to become part of it, if you want to bring a guest along, it's absolutely free for them as well. So yeah, Max, for our toolbox members, we run these quarterly workshops. Sometimes they're in Kent near our offices, that, you know, depending on how things are working out for us and logistics and what we need to do, but we try to move them around the country as well. This one's in Bristol, we've had them in Manchester, we've had them in Birmingham, we've had them in Portsmouth. Where else have we had them? A number of different places. We've moved it around from time to time. But the Toolbox Quarterly workshops are part of your membership. There's no cost to you for these at all. And also, if you want to bring a guest along, that's fine as well. The only thing you do have to do is you do have to register. Okay, so you have to go to jdewane.com/workshop, jdewane.com/workshop, and register there. And if you have a guest, you got to register them as well. So it's a separate registration. Each individual person has to register, and that is just so that we know the numbers that are showing up normally, and more specifically now. But normally hotels have restrictions on room sizes sorry, the number of people that we can get into a room based on the room that we book. So it's not open-ended. You know, I can assume that we're going to have, let's say, 30 people turn up to an event. We'll book a room capable of holding 30, and that will be the limit for the hotel. Other than that, we move up into a different room, and that can be awkward at the time if you're getting closer to it and you've got too many people booked on. It can be awkward then to try and book a room, because as you get closer to the event, the rooms can be gone, other people can be using them, and so on and so forth. So yeah, we need to have registrations. We need to know numbers, and that's why you register for the event. But there is no cost involved for a member event. Hopefully that answers that question. Right, let's take a look at these funnels. So what you're seeing in front of you, what you're seeing on the screen at the moment, is the basic process of how people would imagine a typical funnel to look like. So advert into a place, which is either a physical venue, a shop, a retail outlet, a warehouse, whatever, or a website or a Facebook page, to a lead magnet for capturing details. That's where you can gather somebody's details so that you can market to them even further. And if you take this in a retail outlet sense, okay, and we're going to make this bigger, if you like. If you use this in a retail outlet sense, what do you think they use as lead magnets for this type of thing, in order to capture your details and stuff? It's loyalty cards. So if you go to Tesco's, what do they say? Do you have a Tesco card? No. Would you like one? Okay. What are they doing? They're capturing your details so that they can promote to you. When you go to Marks and Spencer's, have you got a S.P.A.R.K.S card? No. Would you like one? Yeah. You get a S.P.A.R.K.S card. They're capturing your details. Okay. These are lead magnets that they use. We've got to be a little bit more creative in terms of the type of lead magnets that we can create. Okay, and you know, in other cases, there can be other promotions and things where they will capture your details, whether if you're talking about a retail venue or a retail outlet. But when it comes to us and our business as a service-based business, you've got to be a little bit more creative about this. And these lead magnets that we create, and we talk about lead magnets a little bit in other areas of the toolbox as well, but these lead magnets that we create must spark the interest of our ideal customer, so that we encourage those people, the people that we want to work with, to download these things and use them. I mean, I often see, and you've probably seen it as well, people asking, you know, should I run a competition? I'm going to give away something. Yeah. And they use that as a form of lead magnet. And what do? They say, right, I'm going to give away, I don't know, an iPad, or I'm going to give away whatever it might be. And then they attempt to use that as a lead magnet. But the problem with that is it attracts freebie seekers. Okay. When you're giving away stuff and running competitions just to get names and addresses and so on and so forth, it quite often just attracts freebie seekers. That's why when you do create a lead magnet, the lead magnet number one, in my view, should be relevant to your business. It should also be something that is specific to your ideal customer. So you don't have every Tom, Dick, and Harry downloading your lead magnet. So, for example, if you did a promotion, say on Facebook, and said, "Oh, I'm going to give away an iPad to somebody who promotes my page. So if everybody promotes my page and shares it, then I'll put you into a draw and you can win an iPad." Sounds like a really fucking good idea to get subscribers to your Facebook page, doesn't it? But what happens is you get freebie seekers. I want a free iPad, therefore I will go and fucking share your post 6, 7, 8 times, 9 times a day to everybody that I can think of, so that I'm in with a chance to winning your iPad. But here's the thing: number one, I personally may not be your ideal customer. That's number one. But then everybody I'm sharing my the post with may not be an ideal customer either. But yet, because you've set up this competition, I'm in a position to win that iPad from you, having provided you with nothing but fucking spam, with people who are never ever going to use your service, who are never interested in anything. And that's why you need to narrow down your lead magnet to be only applicable to the people who are interested in your service. And it should be specifically targeted towards your ideal customer, not just getting names. Hopefully this is making sense, guys.